Hello and welcome to another episode of Nothing Definitive. I am Sam Carlson, and today I want to talk about heightened awareness. So this is a really complex subject and can't be captured in one video, but I just want to talk about it from a higher level, just kind of hopefully explaining what it is. So it seems from what I've observed, a lot of people go through life kind of like in a haze, or kind of focused on this like very surface level of reality where they're managing all these different stresses. They have all these things going on in their life, and they don't really focus on one at a time. They kind of are kind of thinking about all of them at once. And what this does is it kind of creates this separation. Like, there's a lot of data around you at any one time, but because your mind is always kind of focused on these things that are involved in your life, you tend to kind of blur them away. They're not really, part of your conscious awareness. And when we talk about a heightened awareness, that's when you kind of slow yourself down and try to notice little things, or like one thing that Buddhists talk about is when you feel like you're overwhelmed, or you just notice that like your environment's kind of blurred around you, like you're not really noticing things. Just stop for a moment and take a breath, and then like think about the air coming into your lungs and leaving it, and just focus on your breathing for a little bit, and it really calms you down and it brings you back into the moment. And that's a really great practice, because if you can remember to do that, even in like stressful environments, just like slow yourself down, you can start to like notice little things, little social interactions, or little things that you might not, have really realized before. Another one is like one for me. When I do the dishes, it's kind of a meditative thing, but like a lot of times I'll spend a lot of time just like thinking about stuff while I'm doing it. And I tried just focusing only on doing the dishes, and it's kind of this really nice meditative calming effect. I've also noticed in my life, like when I do something clumsy, or like make mistakes on something, generally it's because I'm not focused on what I'm doing. Like I'm doing something, but I'm really deep in thought, and then I like make a mistake, or I knock something over or whatever. Like, it's because I'm not totally aware of what I'm doing. I'm really distracted. So having this heightened awareness, it eventually leads to this other thing, and this is the important thing. If you can start to really bring stuff, really, notice all these different things, you'll start to also think differently. And this is what you need to like try and grasp, is when you start to become really aware, you start to ask more questions, and you start to really think about all the different little aspects of life. And that's what leads to this profound realization that there is a lot more going on around you and in the world than the surface level that you've pretty much always only been aware of. When you break through that surface and you realize that underneath the surface is this vast ocean of data, it's kind of like alarming how much is going on that you might never have even considered or even knew about. And don't think that like this is common knowledge, or that it's all useless. I mean, this is like seriously incredibly important, complex information that most people just kind of don't recognize. So basically, kind of just a short introduction to this, but really start to just focus on what you're doing, focus on what's going on around you, just get into the habit of it, because it leads to a lot more than just being aware of doing the dishes properly, or having a calming breath, or whatever it is that you're doing. When you really start to think about the specific thing you're doing and kind of how it might be interconnected to other things, it just leads to this really interesting thought pattern. So, yeah. I'll readdress this issue more deeply in the future once I get a good like script for it. I gotta put together all the different aspects of it into one place and kind of see how I'm gonna break it down. But for now, just try and become more aware. It's more important than you can possibly imagine. So, thank you very much for listening. As always, see you next time.